the bar, come on and pull up a seat and open up your Bible. What a wonderful feast. The living bread, and we're discussing what it means for the streets, the inner cities, and the burbs, and every person we meet. That's where we challenge worldviews that we hear from world news. In light of the scripture, yo, we are here to serve you. We're your source for resources to help you on your way as you battle mean forces. Yo, this is for the people who can see the importance of sound theology and the scripture that support it. Yeah, this is for the truth lovers, biblically reforming, preaching Christ to the nations. Yeah, the nations. Welcome to the modern Reformation. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the bar. It's your boy Dawain in the building, in here, feeling like old times, man. Super excited to be coming through your speakers, your earbuds, wherever you listen to the bar podcast. We're super grateful for you. And today, man, I got a good friend on. We're gonna talk about his book. We're gonna talk about his testimony. We're gonna talk about a whole bunch of stuff, man. Definitely excited about this guest. But before we dive deep into this, man, I want to first of all shout you guys out, because I know it's been sporadic. I know it's been here and there, everywhere. But I even went and looked at the number, something I rarely do. Anytime we drop on a spare, man, you guys are tuning in, man. So I want to give y'all a huge shout out. Appreciate you still rocking with the bar and still rocking with us, man. Still rocking with Just Thinking and still doing good. All of the bar podcast folks that are out there, man. I definitely want to shout y'all out. All right, man, let's get into the good stuff. Got my good friend George here, man. George, my brother. First of all, how you feeling, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Just got out of work, and I get to sit down with you, man. This is great. I love your testimony. I love what you've done. I followed your story from the beginning, man, from when you were, this was years ago. And so I've been listening to the bar since 2020, man, COVID days. And,
nice.
Yeah, man. Started off with the bar. You brought Matter of Theology on back in the day, and man, that was good stuff. So I've known you, man, I've known of you for about 6 years.
Nice, good stuff, man. Well, first, man, I want to, jump right into what we're here for. Many things, man, but this young man has this nice book here, man, that he was so gracious to send me a copy, and I'm excited about it. I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm gonna be real transparent. Ain't no script here. Seeing the book inspired me, and then reading the book inspired me. And I'll be honest, y'all might be witnessing something because I can definitely see a collab with some things that I have in mind and some things that George got going on. So this is exclusive. He don't even know. I ain't even saying nothing to him about it, man. But just seeing where you went with this book, and it felt like the book that I always wanted to write. Does that make sense? Like, it felt like that's what I want. If I was gonna write a book, like, it was the direction I would have went.
Man, so many kind things. I'm just a meat cutter from Western New York, man. I just like I'm not, I see Sean DeMar, Sean DeMar. I see you on here. I see other guys that are in the space, and I'm so blessed by your ministry, by their ministry, and this book, man. We'll get into it when I talk a little bit about how this book came about. But who am I, man? Like the Lord's working, and I think especially in our spaces where we exist, this is up and coming. This is a wave that's happening right now. I think with a lot of younger guys in the Reformed space are starting to really latch on and sink their teeth into what it means to steward your body well for the Lord and be able to work out and eat well and do that all to the glory of God.
Absolutely, man. And I think, and see, I wasn't aware of the tide shift. I do know that in the past, and the older guard guys, they didn't care about it as much. So it's really interesting to see that the younger guys are paying attention to that. So without further ado, man, let's jump into. First, tell a little bit about yourself. You say you're a meat cutter, which and you don't know, man, that in itself, like being a regular guy, that's what the bar is built on, bro. I'm a regular guy. Like it happened to go in a good direction. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a lay person, man. Like, I'm a regular guy, and that in itself, that's kind of a kindred spirit there, man. But Tell a little bit about yourself, about your journey, and then we'll get into the book.
Yeah, so what I do for a living, I call it tabletop butchery. So I work at a little store out in Clymer, New York. It's literally 3 minutes north of the Pennsylvania line. The store's been around since 1910, family-owned, fourth-generation Christian business. Could not ask for a better opportunity, a better place to work. We're not open on Sundays. That's the Lord's Day, says that on our website. And it's just a great environment to work. And I cut meat all day. I bandsaw, grinder, cutting steaks, roasts, all that other stuff. I just helped a buddy of mine butcher some chickens last week. So I can break a whole chicken down in 90 seconds, man. So that's something that I'm able to do.
That's a skill right there, brother.
So yeah, man, I that's what I do as a vocation. That's what I do for work. 2 beautiful children. My son, Georgie. So I'm actually George Sisson III. My son is George Sisson IV. He's going to be this month. And then I have a beautiful little daughter, my princess, Elizabeth Jean. We call her Lizzie. She's my princess, and get to be a dad, man. I love being a dad, and just the light of my world. Actually, if you buy the book, I put a dedication right in front of the book for my kids, man. They are the reason that they are God's graces to my life. 100% keeps me going, keeps me rolling. And then, and if you would have told me, Dwayne, if you would have told me 10 years ago that this is the direction my life would have gone, I would never have believed you. You could put money on it. I would be the last person to ever see myself in this kind of position, both physically, spiritually, and really just having that mentality that I have now. It's really the grace of God in my life. I never would have seen this for myself. But yeah, basically kind of where I came from, always an overweight kid. All from the get-go. I remember when I was 5 years old is when I kind of became aware of myself physically. I started noticing I was a little bit bigger than the other kids. I remember thinking to myself, even at 5, my dad, he's a little bit of a bigger guy, but everyone seems to like him. So I guess it doesn't really matter. And like, my dad's a great guy. Always been bigger my entire life. But, I'm looking at my dad and I'm just like, I guess it doesn't really matter much to be fit. Everyone likes him, so I guess everyone's gonna like me. And then over the course of my life, weight was just a thing. I was husky, then I was bigger and bigger. And I remember when I got into really 5th grade, went into a class, and that's when things started happening. Kids can be really, really great, really, really nice. Kids also have a propensity to be tremendous sinners as well. So
For sure.
That's when I really started to notice, oh man, I am a little bit bigger. And then, bring in the food, very much emotionally dependent on food. Food doesn't clap back at you. Food doesn't yell at you. Food doesn't demean you. Food makes you feel good. So that's what I started doing. And then I remember, 5th grade, 6th, 7th, in middle school, my parents ran a vending machine business. So we're talking honey buns, we're talking ho-hos, Twinkies. Brother, I was their best customer. And the worst part is I gave them the old 5-finger discount. I would just, go in the cooler and take what I did. I got pretty creative too. And, it just, the padlocks on coolers, padlocks on the fridge. Man, like it was bad. I can laugh about it now. We still joke about it at family reunions. Whenever I go over there, everyone's like, "Yeah, man, remember when we had the padlocks on the fridge? Yeah, that was George's fault. Like that was on you, man." And,
you were a serial crumb snatcher.
Like I was stuffing wrappers in like chair cushions, thinking that, where's the best place I can hide wrappers that no one will ever find? Oh yeah, chair cushions, perfect. No one will ever find them there. Like it was crazy, man. I just could not stop. I had no desire to stop. I remember playing midget football, and midget football had a weight cap at it was the 9 to 12. They had a weight cap at 125 pounds. Man, I was pushing that weight cap at like 10 years old. I remember there was 6 weeks before the season started, right? So my dad's been a basketball coach. My dad's always been in athletics, been a basketball coach since he was 22 years old. So the only time I was allowed to watch TV in those 6 weeks was if I had he cut a hole in a garbage bag for my head and for my arms, and he made me go on the exercise bike, and I had to bike, and that was the only time I was able to watch TV because I had to cut weight to play football.
Yeah.
And there was these Dutch protein shakes involved. Really, just a bad time, horrible time in my life. I block it out. I mean, there's the Black Plague, and then there's the Dutch protein shakes that I had to drink. I mean, it was something, brother.
Wow.
But all that to say is that health and fitness was always something that was pushed on me, and rightfully so. Maybe not in the best way, but there was a good heart behind it. My parents just wanted me to not be overweight, be obese, be unhealthy. But part of the problem was we were a lower income family, like low class, middle class family, and so there was a lot of Tyson chicken strips, there was a lot of cheese sticks, there was a lot of pastas. And my mom, I still have no idea to this day how she was able. I'm the oldest of 4 boys within 7 years. And my mom made it work. I don't know how she made it work, but she's incredible. But there's only so much of the fruits and vegetables, the fresh fruits and vegetables that we could afford at the time. And then all of this that I'm talking about right now was pre-Christ. I became a Christian at 16, got saved in a Southern Baptist church in Arkansas. My family moved from New York to Arkansas, got saved down there. And then really the Lord did a drastic personality switch. Immediately just could not read enough Bible, could not attend enough church, could not attend enough youth group. I went from an introvert to an extrovert. I didn't know the Lord did that, but he does. The Lord does that to folks, I guess. And when I graduated high school, man, I was I was 6'1". I was about 235. I worked outside in the summer heat, that helps keep the weight off. I worked at a ballpark. So I was like an extra large at that point. So I was a little bit bigger, but I wasn't like what I'm about to tell you. I graduated high school in Arkansas in 2012. And then my dad got a job back in New York. Now, New York had no good memories for me. I got picked on a lot, got bullied a lot. I didn't want to come back here, but I was 18 years old and I had no way to support myself. So I moved back here. My dad got a job at the local community college, could go to school for free. That's when the weight really started to pack on. I got a job and I got a car and I didn't have any bills to pay. So people talk about the freshman 15. I had the freshman 50. I went from 230. Bro, listen, you got to try for this. You don't just fall into this. There's a certain amount of effort that you got to put in to get this big. So I went from 230 to 280 in a school year. There was there was this pizza buffet right across the street from campus, $8.99 for students. And they went sold. Unlimited pizza, unlimited wings. They had a salad bar, but who we kidding, Dwayne? We're not doing that, But then it got I was doing 2 52-ounce Mountain Dews from 7-Eleven every day. I was doing Krispy Kreme donuts. I had a sweet tooth, man. It's not that I was eating too much of the good stuff. It was I was just eating straight bad stuff like sugar, candies, chocolate. It actually got so bad, man, that I was taking money out of my mom's purse and stuff, and I was taking tithe money for food. I'm surprised the Lord didn't strike me down. I was taking tithe money. I was taking so much money, man, that my parents literally called me upstairs to their room. They sat me down, and my dad was convinced that I was doing something illicit with all this money, like drugs or something. That. He's like, dude, you're taking so much money. What are you using it for? I'm like, Dad, I swear it's just for food. but I say that. But that was my drug. That was my drug. That was my drug. I mean, sugar and food addiction is no joke. The worst part is that it's legal and you have to eat. Those are the two worst parts about it. So then I got to 280. I was 19 or 20. When I was 19 years old, because of the weight and because of severe dehydration, not drinking enough water, drink too much soda, I actually got a blood clot in my leg at 19. Blood clot, 100% blockage from my calf all the way up to my hip. Went into my lungs. I'm in the Pennsylvania hospital with blood clots in my lungs, and like that goes through your heart. You know, you're going home to see the Lord. You know, they can't stop it. So I'm literally laying in a hospital bed at 19. Feels like I'm breathing through a coffee stirrer, and I don't know if I'm gonna live. Wow. There's a solid chance that I'm gonna die. By the grace of God, you know, medication, doctors, you know, medication broke it up. I got some sustained cellulitis in that leg, but you know, I'm alive. Lost about 20 pounds just through that whole ordeal, being sick, but you know, that didn't wake me up. You know, I'm still doing the same thing, eating. Quickly got back up to 280 again. And then in 2016, graduated from college. Me and my girlfriend at the time, she was going to go to Roberts Wesleyan College up in Rochester, New York. I wasn't good. I was just going to get a job. I knew we wanted to be together, so I was just going to get a job up there, live up there. That's when I got to 310. That's when I hit 310 pounds up there. I was doing 6 Krispy Kreme donuts, quart of intense chocolate milk every morning for breakfast. Now, I didn't know if you knew this, but KFC does cookies. Did you know this? Did you know that?
I'm aware, sir. I'm aware.
All right, so because you can go through the drive-thru and you can ask for a 12 count of chocolate. And if you ask for a 12 count of chocolate chip cookies at KFC back then, it was only $5, and I'm like, steal, perfect, wonderful. But then we get married in 2017, and I go to the doctor 6 months after we get married. Doctor says, you're 310 pounds. Your BMI is 37.9. You're pre-hypertensive. You're pre-diabetic. And you're 24 years old. And he looks at me, and my doctor's really easygoing dude at the time. Really, really even keel. Didn't really get too excited either way. He looks at me, and he goes, if you do not change, you are not going to live past 40. Now, Dawain, at the time, I had just gotten married. We're talking about having kids. I can't be dead at 40.
Right.
So I had a friend of mine, had real good success with keto. And now this before keto got big. He was doing the whole keto thing, lost 70 pounds. So got hooked. He kind of showed me the ropes a little bit. So I went keto and OMAD. So keto, high protein, high fat, lower carb. And then OMAD is 1 meal a day. I lost 30 pounds in a month. So I went from a triple X 52 waist to a double X and like a 48-inch waist in a month. Like, bro, that's a shopping trip. Like I couldn't fit. Like the clothes I was fitting, my pants were too loose, my shirts were too big. After a year, I lose 90. And then after 3 years, I lose 135. So in 3 years, I went from 310 pounds to 175 pounds. Now I'm 6'2". So I get all the way down. Now, throughout this entire time, I didn't lift a single weight. So I went from a triple X 52 waist to a 30-inch waist and a size small t-shirt. Dude, like, I had friends and family. I had my wife at the time. She was like, dude, brother, you look sick. You look ill. And, you know, I'm still thinking, you know, body dysmorphia. I'm still thinking I'm fat. You know, my body changed so fast that my mind couldn't catch up. And so started doing calisthenics workout. Insanity Max 30 was like my thing. So I did Insanity Max 30 because I was a little too self-conscious to go into the gym right off the get-go. So I'm like, okay, body weight, push-ups, sit-ups. All right. Ran that circuit twice, 120 days. I gained almost 10 pounds in that 120 days because I started eating carbohydrates again. And I had to start eating more because I was working out.
Yep.
Got up to 185. And then I started going to the gym. And I usually, I'm a big fan of the 4-day split, upper-lower 4-day split. And from 2021 to 2023, I go from basically 175 pounds to 207 pounds. My waist only fluctuates 2 inches.
Yep. Recomp.
Oh man, I got a 3-panel picture of me. I got 310 in 2018. I got 175 in 2021. I got 207 in 2023. It took me, and right now, mind you, I'm sitting at 215 right now, 213, 215. This is usually where I'm at right now. Still a 32, 34-inch waist too. And it was during that time between 2021 and 2023 where I was chased that, I got bit by that vanity gremlin, right? I'm gonna look good, man. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna look like I had this mental image of myself. I'm gonna have 6-pack abs. I'm gonna be this inverted Dorito beast of a machine. You know what I mean? And that left me so empty, man. I was selfish, I was arrogant. I slacked on my responsibilities at home. I was not a good husband at the time. I was not being a good father. And it was detrimental to my life. I became my own God. My body became my altar. The gym became my church. I mean, we talk about this in the book. I talk about the liturgy of gym culture in the book. It preaches something. If you allow the secular gym culture to do it, it will preach something to you.
For sure.
And it will preach idolatry and self-reliance. And no matter how big I got, no matter the accolades, just kept getting worse and worse. And mind you, most of this time, if not all this time, I'm a confessional Christian. I'm a Reformed Baptist by confession. So I know my theology. I got my theology. I know what God says. I know what God wants. I know what God desires. And so it's like I was holding my Reformed theology in one hand, and then I was holding the gym in the other hand. I just couldn't figure out, how does this correlate? And so I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I can't really find anything that shows me, and I'm not even just talking about Reformed theology and fitness. I'm just talking the general Orthodox Christian faith and fitness, because the stuff I was finding was very new agey. It just wasn't robust, and it wasn't orthodox. It wasn't historical. And so I thought to myself, well, what if I wrote something? Like, what if I formulate, like reading through the confession, reading through the scriptures, looking at gym culture, like what if I could help people by just writing something? And that's really where Confessional Fitness was born. If working out has all these good benefits, all these longevity effects, has all these good cause and effect relationships outside of the gym, if it produces that, then it must have something to do with my sanctification, with my formation, with the renewing of my inner man, because those are good things that the Lord has created, not only in his created order, but what we see expressed in the life of the believer, both individually and in the corporate body. So the Lord must exist in here somewhere, was my thought. If all of these good, inherently good things can happen, the Lord must be here. I just have to find where. And I remember I was talking with a good buddy of mine, still a really good buddy. And I was talking to him about this concept. And he goes, I don't know, man. It sounds like you're reaching. I love this man. Love him dearly.
Yes.
But and so basically in my own mind, I was like, okay, hold my cigar.
I love
so
that.
That's basically the long and short of it, is just how I got here, how this basically formulated.
No, man, I appreciate you walking through that, because everybody's story different, and everybody has just I saw some similarities there from my journey, and I saw some things that was totally different, but it's just good to hear that, just the progression and just how things have just kind of fell into place. So we got into what inspired the book. So let's we're running, yeah. Let's get into a little bit of the weeds, man, on it, because to call it a confessional fitness, and you have to be on point with what you're talking about when it comes to, you know, the confession and all those things, man. So let's go to I think my favorite part probably was because I understood the nutrition part, but eating to the glory of God, like that aspect, because everybody know about working out. Working out is fun, you know, you lifting weights, you make the videos. They don't see the plate, man. They don't see the meal prep. They don't see the sacrifice that goes there, man. So talk about that section a little bit, man. Just kind of where was your mind on that, and where do you see people kind of benefiting from that?
Yeah, so I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer in whole food eating.
Yes.
I'm what you would call a whole food champion. If God made it, God created it, then it's good. You know, we don't get to call it. We don't get to call it bad. So for me personally, if you're coming at me with any diet that has a name attached to it, I'm automatically skeptical. You know, I mean, yes, I did keto, and I say this a lot with folks too. I did it a certain way. I wouldn't do it that way again, because there was a lot of catch up that I had to play with with the way I did before. So I you know, when you eat to the glory of God, I honestly I think about Genesis 18 a lot when it comes to that, where pre-incarnate Christ comes with two angels, comes to see Abraham in the tent, and Abraham rises and says, "Kill the fatted calf, get the honey, get the curds, get this." And they share a meal together, and those kinds of meals. And in Genesis 18, what we see that pre-Levitical table. We see the fatted calf that the priest would offer. We see the curds and the honey, right? Land flowing with milk and honey. We see that in later on in Numbers and Deuteronomy. And what we see there is we see fats, we see carbs, we see protein, and we see a covenantal sense of man communing with his God.
Yes.
And so, and that's just one aspect. I talk about communion in the book, that right, the covenantal high point meal of the Christian life. We see food oftentimes, I think, in relational in terms and rational terms, in temporal terms, but I think as Christians, we need to start seeing it in covenantal terms.
Right.
We need to start seeing it in worshipful terms. So when I eat something, like I eat a lot of, I lift weights, right? So I eat a lot of chicken, I eat a lot of rice, I eat a lot of vegetables and fruit. The Lord has created these things both in the macro aspect and the micro aspect to help your body, to have your body function in such a way where it can potentially be maximized. So the Lord has created the human body to run very efficiently on carbs. But to steward that on carbs, to steward your body with the carbs, you need to be show self-control. You need to show wisdom. You need to show prudence, right? These are all aspects in the word that we're told to have, and those are absolutely transitional to your plate. Your plate is an opportunity for sanctification to unfold. And so, I mean, your sanctification is just your justification with legs. It is you expressing through what you do, how you do it, through your hands, your feet, to be able to worship the Lord, not only in what you know, but to actually do it in a very worshipful and honorable way. Now, some people might be like, well, George, that seems very convoluted. That seems so very specific. It seems like you're spiritualizing everything. Well, the Lord spiritualizes food way more than I do. So I feel like he sets the tone.
Yep.
And so to really steward your plate, I mean, I in chapter 5, I talk about how appetite's not neutral. Your appetite is going to form you into somebody. You are going to either be formed into somebody who looks more like Christ, or you're going to be formed into somebody that looks more like Adam. You know, so Adam was my father. Now God is my father, and I would very much like to be formed into the image of his son.
Absolutely. So, no, that's good, man. That's good. I love it. You know, can't like tell you enough, man, how much I enjoy it, man, and how, you know, like you mentioned, there's not a lot of resources about it, putting it together. I think recently there was a theology of exercise that that Desiring God put out. I think I can't remember. Yeah, and that was like the first something decent in forever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I breezed through that because it was finally something with some substance, man. But then when I came across yours, I was like, okay, here we go. Like we getting some momentum in the right space when it comes to fitness and theology and being a believer, man. So I wanna there's a lot I want to cover, but I don't want to run too long, man. I do want to give you an opportunity to shout out, your podcast and things you got going on there, and then we'll start to land the plane, man.
Yeah, so I co-host a podcast. It's called 600 Pounds Down. It's on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. I co-host it with a friend of mine named Justin Willoughby. You can find Justin Willoughby on Facebook, on X, on TikTok and Instagram. Now, it's called 600 Pounds Down because my friend Justin, no gastric sleeve, all before Ozempic and whatnot, he lost 600 pounds naturally. It was 799 pounds at 16, and he lost 600 pounds and has kept it off for almost 20 years.
Wow.
We're both Christians, so we were able to talk about the Lord in our podcast. Our podcast is not just for Christians, but I'd say we're like the Switchfoot of the weightlifting world. Like, we're Christians that do a podcast, but we're not like a Christian podcast. So because we believe health and fitness is for everyone. I believe, we believe it's common grace, it's Christian, non-Christian, everybody can be healthy, everyone can do that. But we make sure to make the point. We are here because of what Christ has done in our lives, and he died for us, he saved us, and he transforms us. I also want to represent so Top Fitness, TOP Fitness. I am a sponsored athlete with them. So shout out to Austin Marks, owner of Top Fitness out of Pennsylvania. They are a Christian supplement and apparel company. So if you want to go to Top Fitness, use my code George SIS, the number 3, George Sis 3. You can get a discount on Top Fitness apparel and supplements. And then obviously I have Confessional Fitness, the book. It's on Amazon. $9.95 for a paperback, $14.95 for hard copy. And yeah, man, I don't think I'm missing anything else. I think that's
dope.
What I got.
That's dope, man. That's super dope. So I only have one issue.
Okay.
I haven't gotten the invite to the 600 Pounds Down podcast. Like, I mean, y'all gonna do guests or? Like,
well, listen. I thought you were too big time for me to reel in here.
Oh man, come on.
There's no way the baddest man in podcast land is coming on 600 Pounds Down podcast. We gotta hook you up.
I'm from North Carolina, man. I don't turn down no invites, brother. I don't turn down no invites, man. Y'all let me know. I'll be honored to get on, man. Because that's where I'm at, man. And that's something that I hope the listeners can appreciate. Like, this podcast has been going on since 2016, 2017. And I am about 70, 80 pounds lighter than I was when I started it. And right now, fitness is just it's a part of me, and which kind of goes along with some of the direction I want to go with this show. So I definitely want to hear back from you guys. First of all, make sure you check out George and get his book. Hit the podcast up, get your supplements. I'll shout my supplements on another. I'm an athlete too. I do that on another episode. I want to overshine Top, so make sure y'all go check out Top. I will say that as of today, when you listen to this podcast, I have also released an ebook, which is a super, just something that came again inspired by G. Man, I ain't even gonna hold you. Just seeing that, it inspired me, man. And I literally woke up in the middle of the night and like got out of the bed and just started working on it, man. So you can find mine. It's not on Amazon. It's it's only $5 if you go to payhip.com/Coach Dawain. Y'all know how to spell my name is different. But that ebook is now available, man. And but yeah, G, I appreciate you coming on. Definitely would love to partner with you with maybe some other things. And to the B.A.R podcast listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. Holla at your boy, man. Let me know that you still rocking with me, still love me. But G, you got anything else?
Look, man, the reason I wrote this book, I don't want the Christian to feel like they're living a dichotomous life between their health and fitness and their Lord. All right.
I love it, man.
So you don't have to live that way. Everything comes under the lordship of Christ, even your workouts, your macros, your Monday morning workouts, all does. Glorify him in that. Can't go wrong.
That's a good close right there, man. The man, you can tell he has a podcast, y'all. Till next time.